Hi, I'm Jason, and I'm going to guide you through each step of the installation process. In a few short steps, you and your family are going to be enjoying your new American Standard single-handle faucet.
Remember to take your time, take a break, or rewatch a step whenever you need to. Before we begin, I like to make sure I have everything that I will need organized and within reach. I find this helps make the install as smooth as possible. At this point, you can remove all contents from the package and lay them on a flat surface nearby. You'll want to double check that all required pieces are included. Gather all the required tools and keep them in your work area. While not required, I like to keep some old towels or rags around. You might need them to catch some water or for a quick cleanup when removing the old faucet. Since we're going to be working under the sink, a small flashlight is useful too. If you haven't done so already, make sure you turn off the hot and cold water supply. Okay, so with our prep work complete, it looks like we're ready to start. The first thing you need to do is decide whether you are installing the deck plate included with this faucet. The escutcheon, also called a deck plate, is the plate that sits between the bottom of the faucet and the sink or mounting surface. It is usually used to cover any holes you might want to hide. If you have decided not to use it, simply disregard instructions that are specifically for the deck plate. The remainder of the instructions are the same. The first thing I am going to do is apply a bead of putty to the bottom edge of the deck plate. Make sure that the seal is sitting properly within the recess of the faucet body. Once it is, insert the supply hoses, spray hose, and shank through the hole of the deck plate and sink. From the underside of the sink, insert the hoses through the rubber washer, brass washer, and threaded lock nut onto the shank. Then hand tighten the lock nut and pre-thread screws. At this point, you'll need to make sure that the faucet is properly aligned. The handle should be positioned on the right and the American Standard logo should be facing forward. Now, using a screwdriver, tighten the screws on the lock nut. To ensure even pressure, work your way around the lock nut, tightening each screw slightly until all of them are snugly in position. We are ready to connect the spray hose and install the weight. First, push the spray hose end into the female adapter. Then slide the locking collar down until it snaps into place to secure the connection. With the spray head fully retracted, install the weight 24 inches from the underside of the sink deck, or at the recommended location designated by the labels on the hose. Now, pull out the hose, checking that it moves freely and unobstructed by any other parts or the bottom of the cabinet. We're ready to connect the flexible supply hoses directly to the wall supply now. The included faucet supply lines are 35 inches long, measured from the faucet base. If you require additional length, purchase them separately from any hardware or DIY store. The hose with the red label connects to the hot water supply. And you guessed it, the hose with the blue label connects to the cold water supply. Use an adjustable wrench to tighten the connections and be careful not to over-tighten them. If the supply hoses are too long, simply loop them like this to avoid any kinking. Now it's my favorite part of the install, checking for leaks. First, you'll want to make sure the handle is in the off position. Then, turn on the water supplies and visually check and feel connections for leaks. Now, unthread the sprayer from the hose. Then, turning the handle to the on position, move the handle back to front between the cold and hot positions to thoroughly flush the water lines. Finally, thread the sprayer back onto the hose. Don't forget to run the spray head, checking it for leaks, before using the faucet on a regular basis.
Okay, so if everything is dry and working, your installation is complete. Just a little cleanup, and then you're ready to enjoy the everyday beauty and function of your new American Standard faucet.